Lonely baby cow with dark past just needed someone to love. Hero with Paws step in to fill his life with happiness. It's a not so well-known fact that dairy farm and every farm that uses animals for commercial reasons seems to disrespect and torture the animals for profit. Sometimes some animals are completely useless to them and the most dreadful things can happen to them. This is the story of Calvin, a cute and loving male calf that managed to escape slaughter and live a happy and fulfilling life with a rather strange friend. Calvin was a pretty cute and energetic calf, and he was born to a dairy cow mother in Ontario, Canada. Calvin was removed from his mother immediately after his birth so his mom could continue producing milk for commercial purposes, a common practice on dairy cow farms. When Calvin was taken away from his mom, the farm owners put him in an isolated pen where he could barely move his legs and head, something that occurs frequently in commercial farms. The poor calf couldn't stretch his legs, but there were more dreadful things to be afraid. Unfortunately for the calves, male calves are useless to dairy farms as they don't produce any milk and they're usually slaughtered. This would be the case for Calvin if some people, under the name the Black Goat Farm and Sanctuary, didn't decide to save him. Keep watching to find out what they did. Black Goat Farm and Sanctuary members were more than determined to save Calvin. They asked for the farm owner to give him to them, and this way they saved him from his untimely death. The farm owner allowed them to take him with them in order to live out his days at a sanctuary. One would assume that our story ends here, but this was only the beginning. Black Goat Farm and Sanctuary weren't just saving farm animals from sure death, but they were also determined to provide them with love and care. They wanted all animals to live a full and fulfilling life. When Calvin arrived in the sanctuary, he was immediately introduced to the other animals. He didn't lose a second, and Calvin started to make friends at the sanctuary. Later, some dogs noticed him and decided to come close to him. What happened will make you say, "Aw." The two dogs loved Calvin from the first meeting. It was love at first sight. They turned on protective mode for him and made him feel comfortable in his new home. One dog in particular developed a special bond with him. Lincoln, one of the two dogs that approached Calvin, seemed to really like him, and he'd hardly leave him alone for a second. He was always keeping an eye on him in order to protect him, as well as playing and eating his lunch with Calvin. A special relationship was forming. It was like somehow Lincoln knew about what Calvin had already been through, and he did his best to offer him the best. He helped him discover every place in the sanctuary. He played and ran up with him, as well as giving him time to relax and rest. They indeed were spending quite a lot of time together, getting drinks and eating delicious food. They were also enjoying the sunshine while sunbathing, while enjoying the peace that the sanctuary had to offer. Of course, Lincoln, being a dog, couldn't help and brought Calvin with him on his adventures. They were getting plenty of quality playing time and doing naughty things that were making the sanctuary owners laugh out loud. It was also obvious that Lincoln had something to do with Calvin's behavior. Calvin could constantly beg for more food, something that the staff assumed that he learned from Lincoln. Calvin had a great chance to recover from the dreadful things that he once was afraid of. Being born in a dairy farm isn't the best thing that can happen for a calf's mental health. Lincoln was like a mother for Calvin, and Calvin seemed to appreciate it. Being torn apart from his mom at such a young age can be detrimental to a calf's health, and Lincoln was there to reassure that this won't happen. If it wasn't for Black Goat Farm and Sanctuary, Calvin's future could be depressing. Even if they didn't slaughter him right away, they would raise him in no healthy conditions and in an isolated space in order for him to grow and be able to mate with a cow. Megan Mastacci, co-founder of Black Goat Farm and Sanctuary, described later that their job isn't always easy and wonderful, and some animals may be treated worse when they're transferred to sanctuaries. She later explained her views in a Facebook post. A lot of people think that sanctuary life is fun. Lots of animals to cuddle and get kisses from. I wish that were all true. While we're lucky to get to unwind with animal cuddles and love, it isn't always so wonderful. For everyone to remember the photo of Calvin and Lincoln, the rescuers decided to take a very special photo starring Calvin. In the photo, Calvin stands next to a tree, a symbolic gesture of hope and promise that If we work together, we're capable to make a difference. We surely wish the best for Calvin and Lincoln, and we're sure that they'll live happy and fulfilling lives in the sanctuary. And if everything happens, they have each other. Please share this with your friends and family.